Hello lords and ladies, welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. Remember, for a chance to win Be Cool Scooby-Doo Season 1 Part 1, be sure to leave a comment on every Scooby-Doo related video this month. Now on to the review. It's been an agonizing year-long wait for more Be Cool Scooby-Doo episodes, and without much to go on, one can only really blame Cartoon Network, or at least someone there, for not even bothering to air any reruns of the show to keep it alive. But with new episodes allegedly airing next month, now is the perfect time in my opinion to start out my reviews again. Thanks in part to the help of the UK fandom, who apparently got these episodes months ago. At least the UK's Cartoon Network is doing some good work. Anyway, enough of that, let's actually talk about episode 22, I, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. As the date got closer to my review of this episode, I was nervous that maybe I'd changed my mind a little on this series, especially after spending the past several months in the 1969 series. But this episode alleviated any concerns I had fabricated. Set during the gang's friend's wedding, they now have to help keep the wedding going and stop the creepy Cliff Bride from ruining their friend's special day. And it's non-stop hilarious from start to finish. I'd actually forgotten how good the comedy was in this show, and it's definitely much different from the more toned-down comedy found in its 1969 counterpart. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Most of the humor really worked for the episode, from Shaggy's anxiety about his best man speech.
Does this? Am I?
You're giving your speech.
To Scooby being ordained.
When were you going to tell me about this?
Me?
You're the wedding expert. Why do you think Nate and Kimmy asked you to officiate this ceremony?
I'm ordained.
I think the only thing that may not work for folks is Velma and her stomping bit. It reached a whole new level of crazy when she descended a cliff using them, and for me that was too much, but that was, as best I can tell, the only off thing about the episode. The monster for this episode is the Cliff Bride, and while it's been confirmed for me by the writers of the show that not every monster is based on any previous Scooby-Doo monster, I am still going to keep the part of the reviews in where I guess what monster it could be based on. Now, while not a bride, the design does slightly remind me of Alice May from Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, thanks in part to the gauntness of their faces, but that's a pretty thin connection, even I can admit that. There may be another Ghost Bride that I'm not thinking of, but as far as I can tell, there's definitely no other monster Cliff Bride is based on within the Scooby-Doo franchise. And as far as monsters go, I wouldn't call Cliff Bride a brilliant concept, as it's kind of been done before. A wedding goes poorly, the bride dies and or her groom dies, and bing bada boom, she comes back to haunt the living. As the saying goes, been there, done that. However, that's not to say I dislike the monster or anything. I think while the concept itself isn't anything new, when are we gonna get some ghost grooms? The writers still make it work, and a lot of fun is had between the gang and the Cliff Bride. And again, while the idea of two people working together as a monster isn't new, see too many Scooby-Doo examples to list, I loved how it turned out to be the mothers of the bride and groom. Now that's a fun idea. In conclusion, I, Scooby-Dooby-Doo reaffirms my belief that Be Cool Scooby-Doo is one of the best iterations in the franchise, no matter what anyone else thinks. It manages to gracefully, most of the time, balance new and old. It's the modern equivalent to What's New Scooby-Doo, which also saw the gang updated for a new generation, but also was incredibly entertaining and rewarding for the older fans. In this way, it does its job much better than its competition, like Teen Titans Go, which has alienated much of its older fan base, or the Powerpuff Girls or Ben 10, which have in their own ways removed elements that made them popular in their day, or added elements that just don't always work. And those were my thoughts on this episode. What were yours? Leave them down in the comments below for a chance to win a prize. And for my previous Be Cool reviews, click to the left. Or for a random one, click to the right. Thanks for watching and take care.